We're glad you're here for today's episode, where we're going to expose everything about narcissists. Today, let's get to the bottom of how narcissists will try to make up for what they've done. However, it's not quite exactly making up like what you normally think, but more like putting things back to the way they were before without having to go through too much pain. In the same way, it's how they make up with someone or end a fight. Expect to see this frequently if you're currently with a narcissist. They're good at making trouble, hurting other people, and doing things excessively just because they like it or because they can gain something from it. Because of this, it can be hard to talk to them without making things worse. When you try to tell a narcissist that what he is doing is hurting you, he will blame you for his own flaws. He does that sometimes for no reason. But you'll find out later that he's the one doing what he said you were doing. I think projection shows that narcissists can look at themselves and see what they are doing wrong, but instead of changing their own behavior, they put the blame on someone else. They think that by doing this, bad behavior will just go away. Also, a narcissist will blame others for bad things that happen instead of taking responsibility for them. For a narcissist, saying sorry isn't even an option. They may apologize, but they're never sorry. Instead, they'd rather not admit their mistakes and put the blame on other people or circumstances. Narcissists have many tricks to avoid having to deal with the problem, and this is our main concern for today. Here's how narcissists like to make up with you after you've caught them in the act. First of all, narcissists would rather not hear about their mistakes if they can't blame someone else. They try to set things up so that everyone will just forget what happened. They don't want you to talk about it ever again, not even mentioning it. Narcissists hate to hear the truth, especially when it's about their own mistakes, where they have to take responsibility for it. If you act as if nothing happened, they'll think that you act in the best interest of everyone. Secondly, narcissists depend on a few key factors to make sure their makeup attempt goes as planned. One of their favorite tricks is to buy you some more time. When the narcissist realizes that they have hurt you, they may give you space, so that they don't have to apologize or talk about it. Because of this, you may not talk to them, and will stay no contact with them for a while. This is done so that bringing up an old fight when you see them again would seem silly. After some time, they would come up to you with smiles and gifts, as if there had never been any tension between you two. This trick can be used by any narcissist, whether they're a family member, friend, coworker, or someone they are dating. The narcissist is counting on you to go along with their reconciliation plan and be with them again. This is almost always successful. You'll either keep the relationship going as if nothing had happened or give it another shot by forgetting everything that has ever happened between you and them. The problem is that narcissists never change. So you just keep repeating the same cycle. They still use the same old tricks, but they are trying to get people to believe that things will get better if they work with them. Any way you look at it, they're up to their old tricks again. The narcissist will accuse you of being negative and stuck in the past, as long as you keep talking about what they did. They might do everything they can to make you think you're a bad person for bringing up the past, and that you need to move on with your life and pay attention to the present. And I'll say over and over in my videos that narcissists have two different sets of rules for themselves. When they're wrong, they don't take responsibility or apologize to the people they've hurt. But when you did something wrong, they would be so quick to blame you. They would be happy to spend hours beating you over the head with guilt, trying to get you to admit that you're wrong and that everything is your fault. Due of this, we can no longer ignore the fact that they are lying. Narcissists give you as much time as possible to get over what they've done because they think you'll be able to move on with your life without having to talk to them about it. The narcissist could also just sit there and listen to what you have to say while acting as if they agree with you. Some narcissists do this to make it look like they're interested in what you have to say and paying attention, but it's all an act. The narcissist may even agree to take responsibility to make the other person happy, but the narcissist has never taken responsibility for anything and has no plans to do so soon. The narcissist doesn't think they've done anything wrong. They want you to think that they are to blame for something, even though it wasn't their fault. In this case, they might even apologize for everything, which would mean that they have nothing to apologize for. Instead of taking responsibility for what they've done, they say things like, "Okay, I'm sorry for whatever I've done wrong," etc. Narcissists often look for any way they can to look reasonable without actually taking responsibility for anything. They are always looking for new ways to look reasonable while avoiding taking responsibility for their actions. The third trick is that narcissists often use seduction as a last resort when they can't get what they want. Instead of talking things out with the other person, the narcissist thinks that small talk or, even better, sexual activity will solve the problem. To get you to forgive them, a narcissist will try to take control of your feelings and use them to show you that you can trust them. Their goal is to weaken your spirit and break your will. Narcissists, whether they are men or women, will use closeness to make their victims think they are sorry and that all they want is to be near them. But in reality, it's just a side issue that has nothing to do with the main issue. In each case, the goal of the narcissist is to stop anyone from talking about what they did wrong. They'd rather kiss and make up than talk about what's really wrong. They think that it's enough to say vague things about the problem and make empty promises to fix it. Narcissists have a hard time taking responsibility for their actions, and they think they don't have to apologize to anyone or anything. To make things right, the other person needs to act as if they never did anything wrong, and it was all just a misunderstanding or whatever. But we're all about destroying these false beliefs and showing the narcissist what's really going on. I hope that this short explanation helps you. Tell me what you think and feel about this in the comments section below. I recommend that you subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell icon so that you know when a new video comes out. We always value your time and attention. I really appreciate it.